know that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write it?
All right, okay, I'll explain to you why. Because the Injil, you believe that the revelation that came to Jesus was written down by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
How do you know that they didn't write it? That's the question.
Brandon, can I please
Was Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Oh, so you're saying now that what they've copied is from the Injil?
I'm asking, how do you know that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write it?
Because
You're stuck.
Hamza, what he's
How do you know that the Injil was not a biography?
Ramzi?
It's God. It's God. It's God.
Was the revelation given to Jesus, the gospel given to Jesus, was it a physical book? Yes or no?
I can't tell you that.
What do you mean you can't tell me? What does the Quran say?
Okay, hold on. When you say physical, when it was revealed, did it come down in the form of a book that
Yes.
he grabbed with
Yes.
his hand?
Did he have an
Or was it
actual?
imprinted into his mind and then he spoke it and then they wrote it down, or he wrote it down?
So which one is it?
I can't go definitive.
I'm sorry, Cowboy. Which are you asking me? Which one? Or are you telling me which?
You're asking me which one you're referring to.
Yeah. So I'm
asking you when it says revealed, anzala means it came down from the sky as a book that was already printed on. It came from something that had a printer and whatever it was made of, and it was printed on these papers or papyrus or animal skins or whatever, and he grabbed it, and this was the Injil.
Yeah, is
that what you you mean?
That's what I'm asking. Is that what was given to him, or was it something that was simply oral?
No, this is not how, not simply oral. This is how all revelation came, is that it was revealed to the prophets, given to them all at one time, except for the Quran, which was given over a period of 23 years. And then they would recite it to their companions and they would write it down with their own hands.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So Jesus did not have a physical revelation, a physical gospel.
No. That's not what he said.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't
It's the same as the Quran.
He
The
didn't
Quran
say
is
that.
physical.
Okay, all right. Let me ask.
But it didn't come down in the form of a physical book, like it was floating in the air, and he grabbed it.
Let me just ask it, so just for we can get clarification here. Was Jesus walking around with a physical gospel? Yes or no?
We're not told, as far as I'm aware.
We're not told.
As far as I'm aware.
It's possible that he wrote it. We
As far
do
as I'm
know
aware, as
other
far as I'm aware, as
prophets
far as I'm
before
aware.
Jesus
Babies.
wrote their gospels.
Well, no,
Right? But there's
it's
nothing
irrelevant.
that I'm aware of
Good.
that says that Jesus wrote his gospel and was
Yes.
holding on to it as he was writing it.
All right.
Because all of the prophets knew their revelation by heart.
Good. So no evidence
They
that
had it
Jesus wrote a physical gospel and was walking around.
No
with
one's
it.
claiming that.
Okay,
Never
good.
claimed he did.
So-
No, we're not claiming
I
it that he
didn't
wrote
say
it
that
down. We're
he
saying
did,
it's
but
But
possible.
this is irrelevant,
It's
man.
possible.
This is what we call a red
I
herring, mate.
didn't claim. I didn't make it.
Chef
I didn't-
logic. This
I
is a
didn't
red
even
herring. Can you
claim
stop
that
with the
you
logical
did. I didn't
fallacies,
claim that
mate?
you did. So I'm still not clear on the answer. Did he or
How are
did
you
he
not
not?
clear?
Did he or did he not have a physical gospel with
We don't
him that
go
he was walking
definitive
around
on
with?
this.
Answered that, Avery. Are you?
No, you
What are you
didn't.
wearing under that hat?
No,
Avery,
you
what are you
didn't.
wearing under that hat?
So
What are you
it's
wearing
like
under
many
that
other
hat?
things.
Yes or no?
لا نصدق
No,
ولا نكذب. Hold on. Avery. لا نصدق ولا نكذب. We do not affirm nor do we deny, because there's not enough information to make a determination whether he had it written down or whether he was speaking it to his companions. Either one of those, it doesn't matter to us, because
Brandon,
he
I'm
was
sorry.
teaching
Brandon,
them
Brandon,
the
Right.
revelation no matter what.
Got
I'm
it.
waiting very
Okay,
patiently.
so you
That's
don't know-
our position.
Okay,
Ramzi,
good.
what do you have to say?
Wait, let me just finish
Okay.
this. Okay.
Go, guys.
So in front of your 3,800 people,
I said that for a point. Huh?
what was your point? What was your point?
So you don't know what the Injil was.
Go on.
You don't know if it was a physical revelation or not. That Jesus was.
That's the same
walking around-
thing. That's the same thing what you just said.
Well, yeah. So you don't know.
So it's the same thing.
I'm laying out the details of how.
No, you're not. You're
I'm-
deliberately
I'm actually.
Look.
I'm layering what you don't.
There's no
know.
layer.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, it is.
I'll make it easy for you.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know whether or not the Injil was in a book form or whether it was just oral and people wrote it as he spoke. We don't know this.
Oh,
Halas.
nice.
Doesn't matter.
That's it.
I
You don't need to
do.
repeat that.
All right. Here's my question now. Was the Injil written?
Yes, we believe it was written down.
Who wrote it?
We don't know.
How do you know that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write it?
All right. Okay. I'll explain to you why. Because the Injil, you believe that the revelation that came to Jesus was written down by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
How do you know that they didn't write it? That's the question.
Brandon, can I please?
Was
just-
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Oh, so you're saying now that what they've copied is from the Injil?
I'm asking, how do you know that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write it?
because what we so
You're stuck
Hamza,
on
what he's saying is that how do you know? I'm not saying Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and John.
Ooh.
The Gospels known as
Matthew,
or
Mark, Luke,
written
John.
by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. How do you know these are not eyewitness accounts? And then
That's not the question. That's not the question of how
Brandon,
you know
can I-
these aren't eyewitness accounts. The
Yeah,
question
Brandon,
is, how do you know that they didn't write the gospel? Because you guys don't know who wrote the gospel, so it doesn't have to be written
Nobody
by.
knows.
It doesn't have to be written.
We don't
by
know who wrote.
Wait, let me land this. It doesn't have to be written by eyewitness accounts because you guys don't know if it was written by eyewitness accounts or secondary or third.
No,
or
what we're saying, we don't
No,
know
no,
which.
no, no,
We're
no.
not going to say when we say we don't know. That means we don't know the name of the companion, if Jesus himself wrote it or if he had a scribe who wrote it. That's what we're saying. We're saying we're not going to go out on a limb and make a affirmative statement without knowledge. That's what we're saying.
Understand the gospel.
You can learn a thing from that. You can learn from
You
that.
understand the gospels are a biography, don't you?
I know.
100%. Look,
One second.
if it was written, which we know it was because it reached some other people, it was either written by Isa alayhi salam or by his companions.
Yeah.
But from who it was, we don't know.
Good.
Was it him? Was it a combination? Was it all of them?
One second.
So you
So
don't.
you
But
do
either way,
understand the
it was
gospel.
written
So
as it
one
was
second.
revealed.
So
No,
how
no,
do
I
so how do
understand
you
the
know that
question.
Matthew?
I'll
Mark,
explain
Luke,
to you.
and
I'll
John
explain to
didn't
you.
write it?
I'll explain to you. Because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are a biography.
How do you know that it wasn't a biography? How do you don't
It
know
is a
what,
biography.
you don't know
It
what
is
was
a
written.
biography. It is a biography.
How do you know that the Injil was not a biography?
Ramsey?
The Injil is teachings.
Okay, very simple.
Wait,
very
how do you
simple.
know that?
There's no biography, is there?
Very simple. Very
A
simple. very simple.
biography
biographies
of
are
events that happened later
One
would
second,
not be
one
what
second,
is
one second.
revealed.
Revealed.
through the prophet
How could
of
events
God.
that happened later be the thing that was
One
revealed?
second. Okay, guys, one second.
Well, that's what
I'm
you're
gonna give an example. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna give an example.
This is
Hamza.
crazy.
Oh, man.
Take me off the screen. I don't need full screen. I want to talk to Hamza. I'm saying something to Hamza. Hamza,
Go on,
do you
go on.
believe in what was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad?
I do believe what was revealed.
Beautiful. Do we have biographies of the Prophet Muhammad?
We do.
Was this biography of the Prophet Muhammad given to the Prophet Muhammad?
No.
Does it contain some things perhaps the Prophet Muhammad may have said? Well, he did say, but
Yes.
things that he may
Yeah,
have
it
said?
does. Yeah, it does.
Good, beautiful, right? Would I be intelligent or would I be a boneheaded buffoon to claim, to think that
This is the
maybe
Quran.
Muhammad, peace be upon him, was given this biography of Muhammad, peace be upon him?
It's ridiculous. I just don't get the logic.
Avery, how many times do we have to chop you, for God's sake? You're
That was actually
embarrassing
pretty good.
yourself.
That was
You're
pretty
absolutely,
good.
you're smiling,
Seriously?
you're embarrassing yourself,
Uh-huh.
right? For
You-
God's sake.
No, no, he's gonna do. I didn't interrupt you.
Avery,
I didn't interrupt you. Ignore what you say and then say something else.
1 second. Avery, what are you wearing under your hat? Seriously, what are you wearing under your
Oh,
hat?
yeah.
For God's sake. So Avery, now I'm gonna ask you a question.
No, it's my turn.
Was the
gonna
Gospel
respond
of
to
John given to Jesus?
I'm gonna respond to that. Well,
Was the Gospel of John given to
I'm
Jesus?
gonna respond to that. Ibn,
Answer the question. Was the
I'm
Gospel
gonna-
of John
I'm gonna
given to
respond- Hey,
Jesus?
Brandon, I let him speak.
Was the
Interrupt.
Gospel
Can
of
I
John
speak
given? I'm doing the
Can I
same thing I
speak
do. Was the Gospel of John? Don't play with
I let him.
Was
I
the
let him
Gospel of
speak
John
interrupt.
given to Jesus?
Now can I respond?
He
to what
responded, but he didn't ask a question.
Was
He hasn't
the
asked a question. Well,
Gospel of
just
John
answer
given
this
to
question
Jesus?
and
No,
then I'll give you time.
No,
Hey,
no,
Ramsey, don't
he just-
interrupt him.
No, Ramsey, do you know the contents of the Injil? What's in it?
You're asking me questions now?
Yeah,
you said you were going to respond. You're
You
asking
brought
me
an argument.
hold on. I can't ask you a question. You can ask me questions.
So I'm challenging you
I'm
on
gonna
the
answer.
argument.
I'm gonna answer. Hold on. You refuse to answer
Oh,
questions.
that's
I'm
what
not
I
gonna
thought.
answer.
Yeah, that's
Make
what
your
I thought.
argument. Make your argument.
Yeah, get man, you're a waste of time. So this is what Ramsey just did.
Brady, see, he's not.
Ramsey
Not out of here. He's not
falsely-
responding to anything.
Let me finish, please.
I gave you the opportunity to respond to what I said. You're asking me
literally
questions.
addressing your argument.
Well, don't ask me questions. Make
Relax,
arguments.
relax. So
He
Ramsey
believes in Allah now.
just made a false equivocation.
Let him answer so you can ask your question. He'll answer it after he talks.
So Ramsey, what you did was, and you don't know this, you actually do this all the time. You talk too fast, but you don't know the fallacies you make. You
Embarrassing you?
Yeah,
Embarrassing
well,
you?
you made a false equivalence. You're embarrassing yourself. You're humiliating yourself. You brought up a biography of Muhammad, right? A biography of Muhammad. When you have information of the Quran, you know what the Quran is. Somewhat, it depends on what sect you're asking and what hadith you go to. It depends on if you ask Ibn Masud or I don't know who you ask. But you have an idea of what the Quran is. You have an idea of what the Quran is. You have an idea of the contents of the Quran, right? But what you don't have is you do not have this information about the gospel that Jesus was going around preaching. You do not have this information. You do not know who wrote it. You do not know the contents of what they wrote.
I was just repeating anything I said.
Let me finish, please. No, I'm not. I'm actually refuting you. I'm showing you how you falsely made a false equivalence here. So you know the contents of the Quran. You have an idea of it. You have an idea of the contents of the Quran.
I didn't mention the Quran.
And you actually know that the Quran is not a biography of Muhammad. You know that. But what you don't know, guess what? What you don't know, Ramzi, what you don't know is what the gospel is. You don't know the contents of it. So you don't know if it was a biography of Jesus and that actually was the revelation. You don't know. So you're getting,
Avery,
hold on, because
no, Brandon, I'm going to respond to that. I'm going to respond to that.
Let him finish.
I'm going to respond to
finish. Ramzi, let him finish.
Stay in there.
Let him finish.
Stay in there. Stop trying to jump out the pot. Stay in there. So, because you don't know the contents of the Injil, you don't know who wrote it, you don't know what it was, when it was, where it was, you can't tell me that it wasn't in a biography when you don't know that. You don't have an idea of the contents. So what you need to do, if you know that it wasn't a biography, show me the Injil and prove to me that it wasn't a biography. Show it to me.
Beautiful. Can I refute it? Can I refute him now?
Make sure you stay in here. Make sure you don't.
Let me
try to jump out. Don't try to jump out.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Brandon, or Hamza, let me ask you, Hamza. If I go up to a non-Muslim who's never read the Quran before, and I give him this biography of the Prophet Muhammad, what would he automatically assume? That this biography about the Prophet Muhammad, he's never read the Quran, he's never touched the Quran, he's never read the Quran, maybe he's never heard of the Quran. If I hand any Tom, Dick, and Harry who has an ounce of brain matter in their head a biography about the Prophet Muhammad, would they ever in their right mind say that this was a revelation given to the Prophet Muhammad? No one would ever say that. Even if you've never touched the Quran, even if you've never read the Quran, which I know you haven't, Avery, even if someone has never touched the Quran, never read the Quran, never even heard about the Quran, no human being in their sane mind, you are a Trinitarian though, so it makes sense, but no human being in their sane mind would ever pick up a biography of an individual and say that this was something given to the individual. It talks about this person's life in the future. This happened. This thing happened. That happened. They died at this time. They died at that time. They died at that time. This thing happened to them. You would never in your right mind, I don't know what you've been sipping on, I don't know what you've been cooking, you poisoned yourself, whatever you've been cooking. Anyone with an ounce of brain matter would never assume that a biography given to an individual is a revelation given to, a biography of an individual was a revelation given to the individual. You would never assume that. So now, Avery, I'm going to ask you a question, which you avoided.
I'm going back.
Was the Gospel of John given to Jesus?
So what he did was, again, guys, he made another false equivalence. He said, if I show anybody,
he's not answering the question.
Biography of Muhammad,
he's not answering the question.
He will answer in his response. Let us see if he answers it. If he doesn't, then he won't answer it.
Oh, yeah. Just let it go. So he said, if I show anybody this biography of Muhammad, will they believe that this is a revelation given to Muhammad? Will they believe that this is the same thing? Hold on a second. Ramzi, if anybody went and showed them the biography that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote, would they believe? What would they say it is? Now, I'm not asking you. This is a rhetorical question. I'm not asking you to answer this. If anybody went around with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and Christians in the audience, answer this for me. Christians in the audience, answer. If anyone went around with Jesus's biography that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote,
he's on stage.
What would they say it is? All of them would say this is the revelation of God, the inspired word of God, the gospel of Jesus Christ. So we know what the gospel is. Everyone has an idea of the contents of the gospel, and what the biographies that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote is the actual gospel of Jesus. But you guys don't have an idea of this. You don't know who wrote it. You know,
you've already moved, Avery.
You're
telling us what
I said he wasn't going to answer. Guys,
you didn't stop. Everyone, you didn't stop.
What was my question, guys? What was my question, brothers? All the people in the audience.
Ramzi, be quiet. Be
all
fair,
the people.
man.
You had your chance to speak.
Avery, were you not finished?
Hold on.
Ramzi, hold on. Avery, were you not finished?
I wasn't finished. I wasn't close.
I wasn't finished a long time ago. Okay, hurry up. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna take my sweet time, man. I can't overcook you. I gotta take my time, man. I gotta feed you all. So if you were to hand anyone the so-called biographies that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote, everybody's gonna say that's the gospel. That's the gospel. Everyone in history said that's the gospel.
The majority.
That's the gospel.
Bandwagon fallacy.
But wait. Oh, but you just did this, Rumsey. He just said I'm quit. I'm Rumsey, you're an absolute joke. I
Chef
just
Logic.
did exactly what he did, and he said that that's a fallacy. Bro, this is what you just committed. So I'm showing you how dumb your argument is. So if you're saying that my argument is dumb right now, then hey, I should. Hey, look, here you go, man. Take it. Take the chef hat, man. It's you since you just cooked your.
Remind me what Ramsey's argument was.
Remind
me what Ramsey's argument was.
No, my question. I have to ask him a question.
He doesn't seem to be responding.
So his argument is no one would say that the revelation given to a person is an actual biography of the person itself. That's what he's saying. My question to you guys was, how do you know that? How do you know that Allah didn't reveal to Jesus a biography of Jesus? You don't know that. That's number. Just saying it's ridiculous or that it doesn't make any sense.
And you just said something about every.
Guys,
He didn't answer my question. Let him answer my question. He didn't.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, here. Not even if it's ridiculous, because that could be.
Let me finish.
Right, he's going on.
Is that consistent? Hold on, Ramsey, Hamza. He's going to answer the question.
Your argument,
Avery. Is that consistent with the revelation that was given before? Is the revelation that was given to previous prophets their biography and the words that people who never met them wrote about them? Is that consistent with previous revelation?
That's a presumption that you have. I'll answer that in the middle of this. So the previous scriptures, you have the prophets' stories about them. In the Torah, it contains the story of Moses. And the Torah.
I'm asking you the revelation given to the prophets, not what you consider scripture.
Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, that is the word of God, is you have Jeremiah's story in there. So yes, you have the inspired word of God in the previous scriptures. The scripture was about
we're saying word of God, not inspired word of God written by other people who.
He's ignoring my question.
Let me finish what I was saying. Stop interrupting. Anyway. So you don't know if it was if Allah revealed an autobiography or not. Now, but here's another thing though, because
I'm asking you consistent to what revelation was given to the prophets. For example, what was given to Moses, not what was written about him by others.
I can't even finish.
Do you know what was given to Moses according to the Bible?
I can't even land my plane. You're helping Rumsey, man. Keep him in the pot. Stop.
What was given to Moses? Hey, do you know what was given to Moses?
Cowboy, I have no problem engaging with you. I have no problem.
I understand.
So let
I know
he's not answering my question.
Let me
Rumsey, hold on. I just want to know, do you believe what was given to Moses was the books of other people written about him, or was he giving something in particular? What was he given as revelation from God on the mount?
Moses wrote Deuteronomy. Joshua finishing it. Moses wrote Genesis, Exodus, and Leviticus. So I answered.
What was revealed to God from him to him from God?
I answered your question.
No. What was revealed from God to him?
Point, because you're interrupting.
According to Exodus.
You're supposed to be moderating fairly here. You're not letting me finish, bro.
According to Exodus, that's not what the Bible says. It's not what Joshua finished.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead.
According to your own Bible, I know, Avery. But I'm asking you, according to the Bible, what was revealed to Moses?
I told you, Cowboy. I have no problem engaging with you as long as you let me finish my plane. I have no problem.
I understand. You finished. You said that which was Deuteronomy, Leviticus.
My son is avoiding me.
I have no problem engaging fairly. Let me finish cooking the potato.
Ask him a question.
He's trying to jump out the pot.
He hasn't answered it.
He's trying to jump out the pot.
Avery,
trying to bring him down. Trying to help him.
What was revealed from the Most High to Moses?
There's another
peace be upon him. According to Exodus, what was revealed to Moses?
Okay, thank you. So
do you believe it was what Joshua finished? Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus, the Pentateuch. Is that what was revealed?
I'll answer that at once I finish. So in finishing my response to Rumsey, and I'll get to your question, Muslim Cowboy. Finishing my response to Rumsey, he said the argument was dumb, which is the argument that he actually made. So the Injil was written down. They don't know by who. They don't know the content.
Support what you just said. Can you support what you just said?
They don't know who wrote it. They don't know the content of it. So they don't know.
Guys, he's not answering my question. Why do you guys keep letting him get away?
Let me finish. So they don't know if the contents of the Injil.
Can you not clarify as you go?
The contents of the Injil contain the biography of Jesus. You don't know that.
You didn't just do what Ramsey did to you. You didn't just do it.
How it is.
You didn't just do what Ramsey did to you. You didn't.
Hamza, he's not answering my question.
No,
he's avoiding
Ramsey. You took him to school, and then he started talking about everyone will agree this is the gospel and this is revelation.
You guys are making it too easy.
Christians don't believe that. All Christians don't believe that. You know, Bob the Builder doesn't even believe it's all revelation. So it's like, I don't understand how he thinks there's a
give me the-
monolith
give
of
me the quote
Christians.
from Bob
Hamza,
where he
please,
said-
brother,
or a monolith
please,
of Christians who
brother,
believe this since the beginning of
Amazing.
Christianity.
Do you
Brothers, I
believe?
love
Do you
you guys
believe?
for
Do you believe a
Allah.
revealed book
Please
from God
let
can
him
have
answer
error? Ramsey, it'll come to your question. Do you believe
He's never
revealed
gonna
books from God contain error
Hamza,
and mistakes?
Hamza, trying to change the
Well, do you?
argument, it doesn't help.
Do you?
Doesn't help.
Do you or not?
Doesn't help.
Do
Avoiding
you or
questions
not?
doesn't help
Doesn't
either,
help,
Avery.
Ramsey.
It does help. It does
How-
help.
So saying
It does
that
help.
it's
It does help.
ridiculous, saying that
It
it's
does help.
ridiculous that
It does
it,
help.
it couldn't be
Because you just asked a
it
question.
couldn't be
No,
biography.
because you just made a claim, mate.
Because that would be ridiculous.
No, because you
That's
just
not
made the
an
claim.
argument,
You made the claim.
Hamza.
No.
So
You
tell
made the
me,
claim.
how do you know
You made.
that the
I'll
Injil
explain.
that was written was not
I'll
a biography
explain.
of
I'll
Jesus?
explain.
Yeah.
You just said that every Christian, if you showed him
Look,
the
what did
Gospels
you
of
say?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, will all be in agreement that this was revealed to Jesus, or this is revealed revelation.
Yeah, I
That's
said
what you
revealed
said.
revelation. I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't
right.
say
But all Christians
revealed
don't
to
believe
Jesus.
that. They don't believe that.
All Christians believe that the gospel is the revelation of God. All
No,
of
they
them.
don't.
Matthew,
No,
Mark,
they
Luke, and
don't.
John. Okay, good.
No, they don't.
Okay, good.
No, they don't.
Okay, so you said that they don't. Now answer the question.
Sentinel apologetics. He does
Yeah.
not believe.
Oh,
No,
that.
they
all right,
don't.
yeah, well, bring their quotes up.
Oh, okay.
Hamza.
Listen.
Oh, Hamza,
Do you
answer the
accept? Do you
question.
accept by
How do you
default?
know?
Just
How do you
one
know that the
second.
Injil
Do you
was not a
accept?
biography of Jesus?
Do you accept by
Okay.
default?
No, answer the
Do you
question.
accept-
You haven't
do you
been- you've been
accept by
running from this.
default.
You're avoiding my question, you
Right.
bum.
No, you've been
Do you
avoiding it. You've been
accept by
running this, potato.
default? Do you accept that or not?
Ramsey, you're on timeout, man. Let the men
Do
talk.
you accept that?
Hamza,
Ah,
can
I
you show me?
Oh, shut up.
Sorry,
Shut
go
up.
Ramsey. Go Ramsey.
Avery, I
Hamza,
own you. Be
show me,
quiet.
man.
I own you, Avery.
Okay.
One more time.
Hold on a
Avery,
second.
a question
I own
you have
you.
ran from the fourth time.
I own
One
you.
more time. Brothers and sisters,
I own
everyone
you.
watching, all the fangirls on his channel, everyone listen carefully.
I
I
own
asked him
you,
this
man.
question not once, not twice, maybe
Stop
five,
trying to
at
jump
least
out
five
this
different
pot,
times.
Ramsey.
One more time.
So
One
Same
more
thing
time.
you, Hamza.
Avery,
Stop trying
is
to
the
jump out the
gospel?
pot,
Well,
man.
stop. Be quiet. Stop manifesting.
Stop
Get the Holy
trying to
Spirit out
jump
of you.
out the pot,
Get the Holy
fellas.
Spirit out of you. Get the Holy Spirit out of
Stop
you.
trying to
Is
jump
the
out the
gospel of
pot,
John?
fellas.
Was the gospel of John given to
I'm
Jesus?
telling you, I know it's difficult.
Was
I
the
know
gospel of
the
John given
stew
to
is
Jesus?
hot, man. I know it's hot.
Keep coping. Was the gospel of
I
John
know
given
it's
to Jesus?
hot. I know it's
Was
hot.
the gospel of
All
John
right.
given to Jesus?
Hey, Avery.
Yeah.
I want us to make some progress before we go to the.
Brandon, he's
my
avoided this
next
question. You
point.
guys keep letting him
I
off the hook.
understand. I know. I want to go to the next point.
I gotta,
that I've been waiting forever on because this is a debate review. We're supposed to be
Brandon, I
reviewing
need
the
to go.
debate,
Brandon, I
and
need-
Well, you gotta
Avery
make it
agrees
fun,
to this.
right?
He knows that's why he's here. We were going to talk about the debate, so I want to finish this. Avery, you'll answer one of Ramsey's questions, whatever question he
Oh,
asks.
he has to answer
Hey,
mine.
Ramsey, you'll answer one of his questions,
Hold
whatever
on,
questions he
Brandon,
asks.
he's
we
ignored
can
my
move on.
question for the past.
I
15
understand,
minutes.
No, you've
but
been
I'm making this
15
rule
minutes.
for us to
15
move
minutes.
on. Ramsey, I don't care how long it's been.
He
He's
hot.
going to answer your question, whatever question is. You'll answer one of his questions.
You're
I need to
Whatever
hurry up.
question it is.
Okay,
You're
hurry up.
blinking too
I need
much,
to hurry
Ramsey.
up.
You need to relax.
And
gotta-
but
I gotta go pray to the God to the God.
You got.
I gotta go pray to the God.
I gotta
God I need to go.
Ramsey.
Avery, I
Ramsey,
need to go
if
pray
you
to the
want-
God. Your
Get
God
it
worship.
together.
Let's go,
Calm
come on.
down. You
Ramsey, so we can move on.
One more time. One more time. Yeah. No
Relax.
problem.
Try it again. Go ahead. Try it again.
No problem.
I gotta go
One
pray.
more
One
time.
question,
Jesus.
Ramsey.
The gospel of John given to
Avery's
Jesus.
going to
again.
answer. Then Avery's going to ask a question after he answers, and then you'll answer.
Fine, but he has to make it quick. I have to go worship the God Jesus worshipped. One more time. Very simple. Was the gospel of John given to Jesus?
Okay. So before you go and pray to the God that Allah prayed to, I got to help you out here. So according to Ibn Ishaq, John's gospel.
Just
is
answer the question.
John's gospel is the revelation of Jesus. According to Ibn Ishaq.
I'm not talking. You don't look like Ibn Ishaq. Do you look like Ibn Ishaq?
He didn't.
Okay, well,
First
okay,
of
one second,
all,
one second,
Avery,
one
you
second,
just said the same God that Allah prayed to.
Brandon, one second. Ibn Ishaq is a
Yeah,
mix
before
of
he goes
truth.
straight to the God that Allah
One
prayed to.
second. Brandon. The gospel of what do I call it? The book, what's it called? Ibn Ishaq is a mix of true and false information. I have no problem. That's fine.
So?
I have no problem if Ibn Ishaq say that.
He's quoting Muhammad.
That's not a hujjah upon us. That's not
Oh,
hujjah
not
upon
hujjah
us.
now.
That's not hujjah.
It's not
One more
hujjah
time,
now.
Avery. Was the gospel of John given to Jesus?
According to Ibn Ishaq, John's gospel is the revelation of Jesus.
Good to know. Was the gospel of
That's
John
what Ibn
given to
Ishaq
Jesus?
says. I'm gonna go with your source.
Good to know. Was the gospel of John
I'm
given
gonna
to
go with
Jesus?
your sources, Ramsey. Is he
Was
wrong?
the gospel of John given to
Ramsey, is he
Jesus?
wrong?
Brandon, is he answering? Brandon, has he answered
I
my question?
answered you.
He has
Brandon,
no.
I answered
According
you.
to you, not Ibn Ishaq.
Brandon,
According
was
do
the,
you mean?
not Brandon. Avery, was the gospel of John given to Jesus?
Guys, Hamza cried earlier that I wasn't
Was
talking
the
about
gospel
Islamic
of John
paradigm.
given to Jesus?
Now,
Avery, you're
now
avoiding
we're
the
Islamic
question.
paradigm.
Was the
And now,
gospel of
now
John
y'all
given
don't
to
want me to
Jesus?
go into Islamic paradigm? What y'all want?
No, no,
Was
no,
the
we,
gospel
no,
of
no,
John
no.
given?
What we
One
doing
more
here,
time.
man?
Brandon, guys, please let me speak.
What we
Avery,
doing here?
you know this well. Avery, shut up. You know this
Hey,
very
Avery,
well.
shut up.
Ibn
What we
Ishaq,
doing
be
here?
quiet. Be quiet. Hush,
What
hush,
we
hush.
doing here,
Quiet,
man?
child. Avery, you know this very well. Be quiet.
Y'all wanted me to stay under Islamic paradigm.
Get him to be quiet. Get him to be
but
quiet.
now are crying that I'm staying under Islamic paradigm.
No.
Hamza, please let me finish. Avery, you know well, and your audience knows well, Ibn Ishaq, we don't take as a fully reliable source of information.
Fully reliable, huh?
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Was
You know this well.
unreliable?
Stop it. Stop. I'm a Muslim. I'm not a Christian.
Hey,
I
they
don't
muted
know
me
these-
again, guys.
Be quiet.
They muted
Be
me
quiet.
again.
You're not muted. Be quiet. You're
But
not muted.
okay.
Be quiet. As a
It's
Muslim,
okay, they
I do
can't
not
get out
gullible
the problem.
swallow what anyone says about my prophet or about anything. Ibn Ishaq,
They
you
can't
know
get out
well,
of
as the greatest of scholarship, Ibn Ishaq is, in fact, he says this in his own title, his own introduction. Ibn Ishaq is a mix of true and false information. Appealing to Ibn Ishaq does not better your position. It does not worsen my position. Answer the question. Was the gospel of John
He just
given
took
to Jesus?
himself. Let me answer you. Because I already
No. Yes or no? Yes or no? Was it given
I'm
to
about to
Jesus?
respond to you. So guys,
Was it given to Jesus?
you just cooked yourself. Because you don't have what we don't have, guys. We don't have Ibn Ishaq's original narration. What we have is
none of this matters.
Ibn
It's
Ishaq.
irrelevant to my
We're
point.
asking
me
about the
make-
Gospel of
Let
John.
me
We're
make
not
the
asking about
point.
Ibn Ishaq.
Let me make the point.
Ibn Ishaq is not a fully reliable source of
let me
information.
make the point.
We don't take everything Ibn
Let
Ishaq
me
says.
make the point. Watch this. Just
We don't
watch.
take everything from
Stop
Ibn Ishaq.
panicking. You in panic mode, boy.
We don't
Watch
take
this.
everything from Ibn Ishaq.
Hey guys, watch this. Watch this.
Are you deaf, dumb,
Watch
and
this.
blind?
So
Everyone can see this.
What we do
Avery,
have, guys,
everyone can see you're
look at the
deflecting.
fear in his face. And he's blinking a lot. Look, y'all look at him blinking.
Everyone can see I'm scared. I'm
See how
scared.
much
Look at
he's
this. I'm
blinking?
scared. I'm so scared. Look
You
at
need
this.
to
I'm
calm
scared.
down, man.
I'm
Your
terrified.
blood
I'm
pressure's
terrified.
flying.
One more time, Avery.
So
Was
look, guys,
the Gospel
guys,
of
look,
John
guys,
given
look.
to Jesus? You're muted.
Guys, look.
We do
No
not
answer.
take.
They
Brandon,
muted me
one second.
again, guys.
We
They
do
muted me
not
again.
take all the information from Ibn Ishaq
Hey man,
as
if you guys
authentic.
want to keep
You know
muting
this
me,
well.
this is a
We
this
do
is-
not
Look,
take
Avery, can you answer it? Yes or no? Can you
I
answer it?
already
One
answered.
second.
So
Okay,
I
Brandon,
wanna
can I-
put-
Brandon, can I ask
Can you answer the
I
question in a
already
yes or no
answered.
fashion?
You did not.
You didn't.
I
You
already
didn't
answered.
answer the question.
Answer is-
According
Brandon,
to Ibn
Brandon,
Ishaq,
Brandon,
according to
Brandon,
Ibn
Brandon.
Hisham,
I'm going to say this.
who's the
I'm going to say
editor
this.
of
I'm
Ibn
going to say
Ishaq,
this.
who
One
left
second. You
in
deflected from my
what
question.
he thought was authentic.
Brandon, mute it.
Ibn
Brandon, mute it.
Hisham removed everything.
He's not fully
that was
authentic.
not
You keep
authentic.
appealing to Ibn
Brandon,
Ishaq.
let
We
me
don't take him
finish.
as fully authentic. We don't take his writing.
Hey, look at these guys. They're
as
muting me
fully
now.
authentic.
Look at them muting me. This is it. Let me make the point that I was about to make. This is why they didn't. This is why he ran away from Ibn Ishaq and tried to. Oh well, what he says is not hujjah upon us. It's not authoritative on us. Some things are good, some things are not. Watch this, guys. We don't have any of Ibn Ishaq's original texts. We don't have it. What we do have is what Ibn Hisham, his student, edited from the works of Ibn Ishaq. Okay? Now, why is this important? Because Ibn Hisham, and he states this in the book. You guys can find this. If you get his book, you get the book, he states it. He says that Ibn Ishaq had a lot of false narrations and weak narrations in there, right? That he included in his work. So Ibn Hisham says that he removed what was not authentic. He removed what was weak. Guess what he left in there, ladies and gentlemen? Because remember, Ibn Hisham is editing it. That's what we have. We have Ibn Hisham's edited work of Ibn Ishaq's work. So guess what he left in there? He left in the part where Ibn Ishaq records a story where Muhammad is talking about the companions of Jesus and says that John wrote the gospel of Jesus. He left that in there.